And we are live with Harry. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, and you, Joe?
Good. Is it as cold on that side as it is on my side?
Yes, it's freezing. I actually took the beanie off and kind of washed my face so I didn't look like something that just got peeled off a wall for this.
You're a metal shaper. I mean, you guys are normally covered in like shavings and, dirt and grime and all that type of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah. You should have seen me about 5 minutes ago.
But now, listen, first of all, thanks for being on the show. Great to talk to you. I've admired your work from afar for a very long time. Absolutely phenomenal work that you've been doing, by the way. Talk to us about your history. Where did you get into metal shaping?
It started many years ago. My dad and my mother, they were always in the car game and stuff like that. And I was always into the old cars and never had money to buy parts and stuff. So we kind of learned our trade from old panel beaters here, and then went abroad and learned more as much as I could from everyone to start shaping on the English wheel and making panels. And I still got a lot of, I would say, people I look up to there, where I try and make my work the best there is out there. I mean, I try and hold myself up as high a standard as possible now. But it was a long and tedious journey to you. A lot of scrap metal, a lot of practice.
Look, I've done Barry's course, I think, twice. And it is hard on the arms and the elbows and the skill level. To me, that is a skill that it's like you never know everything. You can always learn more,
You never ever know everything. I constantly learn. I try and do things differently and make things easier. And make things a hell of a lot better. I think that's the main thing. I think till the day I die, I'll keep on learning in this trade. It's a phenomenal trade to be in.
Look, I mean, the sculpting that you guys do is just phenomenal. I mean, look, we started talking after this Ferrari that you just did. What type of Ferrari is that? Just so for everybody that's listening.
It's a recreated 625 TRC. It's a 1957 Le Mans car. It was a stunning. Two brothers. They approached me with this build that they wanted to do. They've been wanting to do it for about 25 odd years. And yeah, we jumped in flat out. It was actually, I've always just done the metal work and the spray work, but this was the first full build car that left our shop completely finished.
But okay, I've got so many questions on this. Okay, my first one. How do you even start on something like this? I mean, from a scale perspective, what did you have as a reference to actually start putting this thing together? And then what was your process to build this car?
It's pretty much a photo started all this. There's a lot of things. We had a guy in Cape Town, Kevin Agnew, who builds the bucks for us, so the wooden bucks that we use as templates. And he gave us the overall shape, which was great. I could shape off that. I could shape every external panel on the car off that. But then the internals, you find a photo and you kind of know that this was so big, and you scale it up, you reverse engineer it.
I mean, that must be a massively time thing. I mean, parts, where did you find parts? What motor and everything is this thing running, and the running gear and everything on it?
So the running gear comes out of a Ferrari 400, which is a V12 side carbs, side drafts, a 4-speed gearbox out of a Ferrari 400, in the diff, and the suspension's all out of a Ferrari 400. And the chassis, essentially the main chassis rails are still Ferrari 400. We just modified everything to make it look like a TRC. So
basically you took a Ferrari 400, took the top off, and worked in a way to try and to build the other one on top of it. That's correct. Still crazy.
So it was a shortening of the wheelbase, and the track was sort of still left the exact same. So the body had to be modified to look proportionally right, but to fit the track, which we got right. It was just and then also to fit everything in the car to make it look as original as possible, where it was never meant to fit there because the chassis is different.
Yeah. Did this feel like at one point one of those projects that just never wants to end? Like it's just so many pieces and everything that goes into it. Because I've had a few of those in my life.
Yes, yeah, it was definitely one of those projects. You can sort of see the horizon, but you're just not getting there quick enough in this sense. And the last little haul was like nights till 12 o'clock at night to get it done so that it could leave to Cape Town.
And the heartbreaking thing for me always is you get the car and it's painted and now you start the assembly. Okay. And then you've got like the big stuff going in, the motor and all the big things. And you feel like you're getting there. And then you have that, I used to call it the shit list of every tiny little thing that needs to be done on that car. And it just feels like that list always gets longer and you're never going to get to the end of it. And it's a small little thing those things that you put it down and you think, oh, it's going to take me about an hour, but it takes you 5,
Yes. That is pretty much that whole car. Everything had to be modified or made because there are no off-the-shelf parts. So everything down to the door handles, to the door latches, to the stainless steel grille, the stainless steel windshield holder, everything, right down to the mirrors, everything had to be handmade. We didn't have an option of being able to buy a part here and there.
Yes, and so you, like you said, you just looked at photos, and then made something that looks as similar as humanly possible. Try to replicate it as much as possible.
Pretty much trying. The fun for me with the build like that, specifically in the little details, and the details is what makes any build, for me personally, is the attention to detail in those small things. So if you looked at a photo and you looked at that part and you realize, shit, that's exactly the same, that to me means I've done my job right.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Well, listen, we're busy getting an article going on this car, because I think after this, everybody's going to want to see this. So we'll let everybody know as soon as it goes through RestoMod. Now, my question was, when you said you went abroad, where did you go? Did you go work in the UK? Were you in the US? Where did you go?
I went to the US for quite a while. I was there for, I already been doing this for quite a while before I went to America. And I love going all over the world. Well, I try to, and I try and learn from as many different artisans as possible. I mean, the UK has got phenomenal artisans. It's sort of my style. I've got more of an English method of making panels. I shape a lot in the wheel as opposed to keep hitting a panel and then just use the wheel to clean it. I'm very old school. I use hammers and mallets and shrinking stumps to make the panel. I mean, I love that old school. I even gas weld my aluminium panels together. I don't TIG weld. So
what?
Yeah. So everything I do.
You're just a sucker for punishment.
I am, but it's the most. I think for me personally, the English method is the easiest.
Really?
It's the cleanest. Yeah. Similar to like the Jaguar C-Type build that we did. I mean, that car's not polished. I think I sent you the photo. That's out of the wheel.
What? That is insane.
That's so we make sure that we get like the most perfect finish off a wheel, and then weld the panels together and finish off the weld so you can't see a weld.
Holy crap! Now, my question is, what's next? What's on the list, Saul, of project that you're busy working on? I mean, when we spoke, I saw the Cobra in the background, the aluminium Cobra, and obviously that got my interest. But what other projects are you busy with?
there's quite a few projects in the pipeline at the moment. We're going to be we're building the Cobras that are going abroad to America. We're building Daytona coupes. We're busy building a Porsche 356 Speedster aluminium body to fit a Boxer.
What?
Yeah,
I'm gonna love that.
There's a lot of projects in the making, and it's awesome. It's awesome to build all these beautiful cars that you'd otherwise not be able to see in real life or drive.
Exactly. And I mean, for your what's that one dream car that you still want to do? What's on your list?
I've had the bus standing up for about 6 years. It's a 300 SLR, the Mille Miglia, the 55 of Sterling Moss's.
What? Oh, that's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, and I've really been wanting to build that and a D-Type Jag. Those are my two sort of bucket list cars that I want to build.
Well, listen, first off, phenomenal work. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you know, to see someone local like yourself getting up there, and what you're saying, you up there with the big guys. All these guys that you look up to and stuff, you there. You are absolutely there. The workmanship that you're pushing out at the moment is absolutely phenomenal. You make us proud, man. You make us really proud. You've taken cardboards up. You've taken it up a notch. When I promise you, when I saw the Ferrari and I saw the process and stuff that went into that, my jaw completely dropped. Just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal job. But and all the best, man. Do you do so? Most of your work is actually international stuff, or do you still do a lot of local things as well?
I've only started doing international work now. Mainly, well, not mainly. I'd say I've taken on international work. A lot of the cars that I've built have been local, have been South African.
Really?
And yeah, and it's the same thing with a Ferrari. It's a local guy in Cape Town, local two brothers in Cape Town.
Yeah. And then do you still get guys that's approaching you for the odd, like, body, the roof chop and, you know, modifications and widening of fenders and all that type of stuff?
I do. I get a lot of calls to make a fender or make a panel for this vehicle or for that vehicle and stuff like that. And I try and accommodate, but sometimes it's too busy. And when you're making panels. Yeah.
How big is the shop? How many guys are you there?
I have a total of 12 of us. Yeah.
Wow.
We're not just a shaping shop. I've got 3 apprentices who have been teaching young kids, which I'm incredibly proud of, who are shaping with me. And then I've got my paint shop and my assembly shop. My paint shop stays quite busy.
Oh, wow. So. Very nice. Very nice. But listen, all the best going forward. Great job. I need to get my ass to Joburg. And next time I'm in Joburg, which I think is in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll pop in. I'll definitely come in and see you, because I need to come see the shop and see the work and stuff that you're doing.
Please do.
Yeah, but listen, thank you so much for being on the show. And we'll put all your links and everything so people can follow you and check all your work and stuff and the progress of everything going on to it. Yeah, man, great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me as well. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Keep well.